Welcome to Tuesday's top tutorial tips today.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Tuesday's top tutorial tips today. Today we will be talking about snaps toggle and angle snap toggle. So let's start with snaps toggle. Let's select it, and first thing you want to do is right click on it. By default it selects grid points. I usually unselect that and go to vertex. Cars might be a little different, but I think overall most people that I know use this for vertex. Let's close this, but first let me show you why I use this. Back in the day when I first got started, I would import stuff from 2K3 Sandbox, and then I would create infields, but they wouldn't always exactly line up. So I would have to go in here and move it manually and try to get as close as humanly possible. And then when I would weld it sometimes, you know, it would move a little bit. Well, that was an absolute pain. Now, if I want to move it and make sure it's on target, I will select the snaps toggle. Remember, the vertex selected. I will select the vertex I want to move, and then bam. Now, here's the catch. If this is on a different height level or there's more verts around it, you have to be very careful that you don't snap it and it snaps to a vert on another, lower, higher, left or right. While on the top it might look right. It won't necessarily show the gap, but if you look at it from the side or in perspective, you could then see that it is a little off. But since there's nothing underneath this and these are just clones of each other, or say if this was lofted off of that, the verts should line up. So in essence, you should be able to select them all and move them over. Now we should have all of them right on top of each other, just like that. Now while these two are the same object, you can still snap to an object that's not connected. So we'll do this. As you can see, it snaps right to an object that's not connected. Now for this object, and with this one you still can grab them all and move them all over. The main thing with snapping is just, as I said before, make sure that if it's, say, a car or there's a lot of vertices in that area, even if it's not part of the object, as I showed you here, it's still very easy to accidentally snap to the wrong vertex. So just pay attention when you do use it. This saved me. Once I was shown this, it was one of those, why didn't I do that before? It saves me a ton of time, because I'll loft, and sometimes you might accidentally move one vert without realizing it. You come in to say all these are lined up, and you get one vert that accidentally moved, even if it moved like that and you didn't realize it. Very easy just to put it back in place. Now with all these other grid lines, bounding box, tangent, endpoints, I've never really used them. I'm sure there's a use for them, but for track creation, I personally like grid points. I've just never needed them. I get the idea of grid points, but once you loft a base, you kind of have something to snap off of. Okay, so now let's switch over to angle snap. So let's right click on that. If you look, there's the original snaps menu from this guy. So if you just go to options, here's the default setting for angle snaps, 5 degrees. So I made a box, say it's a post, and this needs to be 45 degree. So we'll turn on select and rotate. We'll make sure our angle snap is detected, and we'll rotate it 45 degrees. So if you look down here, 45 degrees. Because without it on, you get to play this game of Alright, let's go to 43, 44.3, 40. I just can't quite get it exactly. 45. Yeah, I can zoom in and probably get it, but that's a total pain. Select it. Rotate. Yeah, even if we just needed to turn it 90, done. Now, for this example, this is how I used to do tracks. This is how I used to bank. And for example, if we know the track is, say, 13.5 degrees, well, the default 5 degrees just not going to cut it. I could set it to 0.5 degrees and rotate it, or I could just go straight to 13.5. Make sure it rotates on. And one rotate will make it the 13.5. I just need to remember to go back in because I'm used to now this being 5 degrees. So instead of just the 5, you're able to rotate that exact object exactly what you want it to rotate. So one click was 13.5. Any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the bottom. Suggestions, just the same. Thanks for watching.